Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Thursday, October 31st meeting of the Rotary Club of Milledgeville. This meeting is in order. Please silence your cell phones as Laura Thompson joins us in service as Rotarian of the Day.
Hey everyone, let's bow our heads, please. Thank you, Lord, for this food that we have today and every day will so many others do without across the world. Let's also use it to continue to better serve you and our community, and let us all retain patience over this next week and stay calm as life will go on. In your name we pray. Amen. Let's say pledge allegiance.
United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, justice for all.
And the four-way test of the things we think they are due. 1,
Is it the truth?
second, third, fourth, and fifth.
Thank you, Laura. All right, if you will, please remember the cart buckets on the table and don't forget to bring change in from your car when you can. Don, can you please join me for guests and 50-50 wrap? Oh, we have a new set. Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Come to the meeting, but it's been very busy around here, haven't gone anywhere. I'm glad to be back. So we have two guests with us today. Mr. Bruce Wood, he's our guest speaker, and we'll have a formal introduction. Okay, good. Mr. Bruce Hood here, he'll be our guest speaker, formal introduction. And then we have Zach Wright, Mr. Glover's guest. Yeah. I got Zach Wright with me. Zach's a new employee with the our sales team out of Atlanta. Zach needs to be down in Georgia. I'm looking in that area, so I just met him today, but I'm looking forward to talking to him about the traffic in that area. Ending in 5786. 5786. Awesome. No, 5786.
Oh, this is there.
Come go, come on up. So thanks for playing. Thank you.
Let me get this card.
Okay, do we have any prayer requests today? Any prayer requests?
I'm gonna put, well, I think that's William Black, he's headed to, North Georgia with a group like North. He's North Carolina with a group of guys, they have to, going up and clearing roads, with the company, they go up there and clear roads about 5 days. So that was one,
That's beautiful. Wow. Thanks for sharing that, Bobby. And then everyone, please remember Jola Armstrong, and she's continuing to recover from her fall from back in the summer. Okay, community announcements. October 31st and December 21st is our forums at Lockley Arboretum. We had a great visit there last week for those of you that were not able to join us. Thank you for having us, Jennifer. Okay, October 31st and November the 2nd, Chicago the Musical at New Day USA Center for Leadership. That's at 7 o'clock at night. And then November 14th through 21st, Lockerly and Lights. That's a great holiday feature for those of you who have not taken that before. And then also Jennifer needs some volunteers. So there's some service project hours there for everyone. Okay, and then speaking of service projects,
Can I make an announcement?
yes,
So, the first night of Hanukkah actually starts Christmas Day, starts in the evening, December 25th. So that evening, December 25th, downtown, we had a big menorah. We'll still hold a lighting service, and it'll start around 6 o'clock.
okay,
I'll make an announcement when we get closer, but I'm just letting y'all know. And then, it just happens to be on Christmas Day, so that is the first night.
all right, thank you for sharing that. Be sure and check with Michelle Dixon, she can get that in the program for you.
Holidays for William County.
Stephanie, did you have something?
Yeah, I did. I meant to mention that. Jeff Gellman called me yesterday. He's gonna be coming, first of February to speak to us on behalf of Brighter Day Ministries. He said that next week, they're supposed to go tomorrow, but it's been postponed to next Friday, that they are taking 150 heaters and a load of other gear to North Carolina. So, there's another group going. They said that they are in the, especially for the winter time, it getting cold up there, they need sleeping bags, they need blankets, they need sleeping jackets. He said they've been getting bombarded with a lot of people kind of donating their older things, but it's not always great jackets and good coats and things like that, so they're needing new coats. He said, or if you just wanted to do a donation, he said it can be done directly, write a check to Brighter Days Ministry, or Anchor Ridge Ministries is the ministry that they're doing it with up in North Carolina. If anybody wanted to, they have an actual website. If anybody's interested, you can see me afterwards, but I thought it'd be a good opportunity to, somebody wanted to gather up some items and get them together and to take to North Carolina next week. Just let me know.
Next week.
Next Friday.
Thank you, Stephanie. Who else dressed up for Halloween? Just curious. And stand with
Just me, just me.
hard.
Just me, I'm the weird one.
Okay, let's review a little bit of club business. Super raffle updates. Mark,
Sorry, say that.
super raffle updates?
Oh, yeah. We're still, we're just a couple handfuls short of getting all the tickets out.
Mm-hmm.
Do have some unclaimed tickets that you could use some help with. So if you sold yours and you've got more to set, got more options or prospects, please let us know. Please, let's do that.
Okay,
The deadlines, I'm sorry, I should put it down, but the deadline was fifth of the 19th. If they're not, bring them all in by the 5th, and if they're not sold by the 19th, you won't know.
all right,
If
thank
you're having
you.
trouble with it, come talk. That's all. Please, figure it out.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Mark. Dr. Price, may I ask you about Thanksgiving Day basket? And what help that you need for the school?
So next week, we'll have the sign up sheet. We are gonna ask for $75 per basket. And so we want as many of you to donate, and then the difference will be made up. If my understanding, I know I saw an email to the board, Tamara, that the Rotary Club would make up from the budget, the difference. It's about $3,000 is what we're looking at, right? With the camera, I don't know if you had a chance to talk to Walmart. About 3,000? There's about 3,000 for 75 families.
Okay,
So we need sponsors and then we need volunteers. And the date of putting the baskets together is November 23rd. It is a Saturday. We'll start around 8:30. We'll pick up the food at 8. So we also need people to see Mr. Chandler to pick up the food at 8. And hopefully we'll be able to start at 8:30. It's gonna be at Lakeview Academy, which is the old Eagle Ridge, right next to the football stadium.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Price.
Tamara,
Yes,
if we're out of town and cannot volunteer, we can say a donation and let Dawn bill our, is that doable?
that would be fine.
Like,
I think.
bill-
Yeah, that's
To
the
make
way,
it-
yeah, when you sign up, that's the way we'll do it, unless you write us a check, you'll be billed for it.
Okay.
Okay, very good.
8:30 is when we're going to start, and then 8 o'clock, those of you that have trucks that can go and help pick up the food at Walmart, then see Mr. Chandler.
We have it 14.
You got it ready, okay, so that's done, so it's just showing up at 8:30. And, if they're not there with the food, when they get there, we'll help them unload it, and then we can start putting boxes together, and then stuffing the boxes.
Okay,
And then if you want to sponsor a family, so, and you want to deliver that, then just let us know what's going on. But we also have family from our school district, so depending on how many the Rotary Club members sponsor, then we know how many we need from our school district. And then we coordinate that as far as the pickup.
all right, very good. Thank you so much, Dr. Price.
Say, like you academy or right?
Academy, let's get that. 23rd.
Okay, thank you. Marshall, any foundation updates?
Nothing really new. I know I was looking at the numbers and everything printed out, information and everything last night. We are showing that has come across $5,190 so far to the annual fund, $200 to, Polio Plus. Actually waiting on another 1,000 to come through on the annual fund, so we will actually be at $61.90. Good ways. We got a good start on the annual fund giving for this year.
That's great news.
But if you want to see any information of where you sit at as far as your next five-year bill, I've got all that information. If you'd like to help out. Still want to push the benefactor, you know, the designation and everything else. I'd like to see, you know, I would love to have some more sign up as a benefactor. I know I've had one turning application for that, on that situation, but, I'd love to see some more. If we could, you know, it'd be great to have some. Just make sure we have money once we pass away and go on, that they continue to have money to do what they need to do in the world as far as Rotary is concerned. And next week, I am the program next week. So if y'all wanna come, that's fine. If you got any suggestions about what you want me to talk about, I've got a few things in my head that I'm gonna actually go over and all that, but, you know, just like last time, it's not gonna be real formal or anything else like that. Just go through it and talk about it and everything else. But if you got something you wanna talk about, just let me know, and I'll look up some information, get all the information I can get together to present that.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Marshall. Okay, any other announcements, any other club business?
If I can just say thank you to all my trash folks on Saturday. It was a beautiful. That was me. It was a productive morning with a few of us, thank you.
It was.
But we got it cleaned up and Tammy's gonna mow today now. It would good. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Appreciate your leading the effort on our behalf. Okay, Stephanie, do you want to come up and introduce today's program?
I don't know that he needs much introduction, everybody. Pretty familiar with Bruce here. Bruce Hood is with our local, airport, Sinclair Aviation. He's come to give us an update on everything. Please welcome Bruce.
Well, thank you guys for letting me come talk to you again and update you a little bit on what y'all's wonderful airport is doing.
Bruce, we're gonna get the camera to follow you.
Oh,
If
you
you'll
are?
come here where I am and just give it a look away.
Give it away. Oh, I gotta learn something new now. Like, wait,
Just hold your hand still in front of it. There you go.
look at that technology. Wow, that's neat. I didn't want that airport to watch my employees, don't I? That's great, but your airport's doing good. There's been a lot of
things in the paper and media about the airport, and, you know, some of it sounds bad, some of it sounds good, but at the end of the day, we're surviving, and it's gonna be good for Baldwin County. I think last time when we met, talked a little bit about what some of the projects were. We've moved forward on a few of those projects. I think since the last time we've built 2 new hangars, and we've actually got one that's being completed now. That'll be the 3rd one. That will be the last hangars for quite some time, because we're simply out of flat land to build on. Those hangars have been kind of, you know, doled out to people. We now have Air Evac, which is our medical helicopter group, living on the airport, you know, 24/7 now. They moved from the Brickwater Road area over to the airport. They've got a brand new facility. You can stop by there and they'll give you a tour anytime. Anybody wants to bring someone out, just come on. We'll get you a tour. They're real happy being on the airport. It helps them a lot with the, you know, fuel and logistics of getting patients from one airplane to a helicopter airplane, or ambulance to helicopter, whichever the case may be. They're just tickled to death to be there. They're doing good. They got moved in. I never knew a company could get so many boxes in a day, because they deliver them to me and I take them down. This every day we're taking just loads of boxes to them. I don't know what's in them, but who cares? It's business. Let's see, we've got another hangar going up right next door to them. They're on the west end if you're looking at the airport, from the west end of the airport. The first hangar there that you see is a great big one. That one belongs to Fouts and Smyrna Trucking. They're taking it over, you know, in the process of painting the floor right now. They got a little bit of sheetrock to finish up, and then they're done, and they'll move their jet into that spot out of Macon, Georgia. So that'll be based here permanently, and they're using that jet quite a bit to ferry customers all over the country. It's a pretty good fit for them. It's not a huge jet, but it's a machine that'll get the job done. It's just a Gulfstream 150. If you ever see it, it's like all the other ones out there, blue and white. All the jets are blue and white, so everybody gets blamed for their jet making noise. It's fun to watch them all come in and out, and hear customers they bring in and others fly in. They have a lot of comments about Baldwin County, and we all live here. We know what Baldwin County is, but we have no clue how the other side looks at us. And let me tell you, they look at us, we are doing good. Compared to where they come from, a lot of times we are like, this is where I want to retire. They tell me that all the time. I'm like, Milledgeville? You know, come on. We got a Walmart, but they love it. They love there's no traffic. And they're here on a Friday afternoon. They said there's no traffic. Where did you go? You know, did you go at 441? But they come and they really like it. So whatever any business out here is doing, you're doing it right. Whether you get told you're doing it right or not, you're doing it right, and it's working. And that goes from the convenience store to the restaurants to the businesses they attend and try to, I guess, do business with. They're doing good. They visit the colleges, and they're just tickled to death to be here. It's a lot of fun watching those people come in and comment about Baldwin County. We have, you know, customers still coming from all over the world. I mean, I had a lady walk in the other day. She didn't speak English, and I didn't speak whatever she was speaking. But we made it through it. It was difficult, but we made it. It was like, you just point, and you get there. And to this day, I still don't know where she came from or where she was going, but she got to the car she needed, and that was it. So you see things like that. Want to talk a little bit about what we did as an airport and the importance of an airport. You know, we've got projects going on that are funded by GDOT and the FAA, and, you know, a little bit from Baldwin County. We've got a ramp expansion that's coming on pretty strong next year. It will take our current aircraft parking, automobile parking, and remove the automobile parking would be behind the building as where the retention pond is now. Then the aircraft parking will be where it is now, plus the west side of the building all the way down to where that little trailer is you see there at the very end. It was being used as the flight school. So that whole area will become aircraft parking, which we really need. I wish I had a picture of it. We had 7 jets out there a couple of months ago, and I had to shut down the taxiway because there was nowhere else to put an airplane. We were about as full as we could get. And all these people were business people in Baldwin County. Again, I don't know what you guys are doing right, but people are doing something right because they're coming. And that's a good problem to have, but that new ramp will allow us to park those jets a little more, I guess, like friendly, because we have to move them all around to get them out, because naturally the one that's in the back needs to go out first, and you got to move all the others to do it. So it's kind of like playing Frogger sometimes, but it's fun. We've got, that project should start up, I think it goes out for bid about April next year. And we should be in process sometime late summer, get some of that work done. We had to put that project on hold for a little while. You saw in the newspaper, there was a lot of controversy about the airport's getting too big. Trust me, that airport is not going to get too big. You're going to increase flights, but you know, you don't notice them. Because we may increase by 2 flights a day. Nobody's going to notice that. The airport is growing, yes, but in the sense of it actually growing physically, it's really not. It's going to still be inside that fence, and it's still going to be that long and that wide, and that's it. It's not going to be Hartsville. It's not going to have a control tower. It's not going to do all that crazy stuff. One of the things we did that had never been done at the airport, we did an environmental analysis of the entire airport. So we had a company come in, they performed the environmental analysis, and during that process, they found 2 arrowheads, which forced us to do archaeological study of the airport. Now, them poor boys and girls, you talking about a job, you think your job bad? Y'all know how tough Georgia clay is. This boy and girl were from Florida. They dig in Florida a lot for artifacts. They had to come here and dig 80 holes 2 feet deep, or until they couldn't dig any deeper. So it was 2 feet maximum, or until you just couldn't dig anymore. 80 holes around that airport, and it was July. I just, I felt sorry for them every day. But they went at it, and if they found an artifact, which they found a chip of an arrowhead, when they found that, they turned that back into their people, and they have to dig 8 more holes around that. So this thing could get to be a perpetual hole digging fiasco in the right place in Baldwin County. So luckily, they didn't have to do that, and they didn't find nothing worth noting. We're also doing right now, we're right in the tail end of a study for stormwater runoff. A lot of waterfalls on an acre of land, as we well know, and it's going to find its way to the lake. So we've worked with the company to study that and see the best way to get that water from the airport to the lake without washing through someone's yard. And they're going to present that, I think, in December of this year down at the county annex, and it'll be open to the public. I invite all of you people to come and, cheer us on or whatever. It'll be no question. I mean, the questions will all be addressed via an envelope. You'll got to fill out cards, put an envelope, and give it back to the engineering firm. So it won't be an argument. It'll be pretty much, this is what we've done, and this is how you address your concerns. So that should be a pretty good thing. I hope a lot of people will support us. We need the airport things. We got flight school still. Actually, we have 2 of them running out there now. There's 3 flight instructors and probably 15 students. And they don't fly every day, but they fly when they can. And that's going pretty good. Working with the school system here with Roberto, he's teaching people how to fly drones. If you've watched anything in the news lately, drones are a big part of aviation. They become really important. There's cases where they take these drones now, they have infrared sensors on, just like this little camera's looking at me, and that will help them if an Alzheimer's patient wanders off into the woods at night. That little drone will go up and it'll pick out that person, and it'll give them a GPS location to go get that person. And that's the same if they had a kid that wandered off from a house. So there's a lot of good there. And the other thing they use it for is if somebody's running from the police, it's the same thing. It'll go up there and sit up there almost silently and it'll watch that person. So it's helping out in all aspects. That's something that a lot of people don't realize, aviation related. We have, you know, the everyday thing, the field trips. I tell Norris about field trips. I love them. Kids come, they're precious. The little ones especially, because they ask the craziest questions that us adults do not think. We don't even, our minds don't even work that way. But it's fun. We have a lot of good times. And we have about, I guess through GMC and Baldwin and all those, I probably entertain 700 students a year, which is, well, it's a job. It's fun. It's the same old thing a lot of times, but it's fun. And some days they get real lucky and see a lot of planes flying out, through and all over it. Through the storm we just had that everybody has been affected by it one way or another, you just don't know it yet, or maybe you do. The airport has 3 miles of fence around it. And I was sweating bullets because I just knew this fence was going to get torn up with this storm. Well, we didn't even have a limb on the fence. I mean, nothing. And of course, we lost power like a lot of people did. But through the COVID relief effort, we were able to obtain a generator for the airport. That generator started up that night and it ran all day. And we never missed a beat at the airport. The only thing we did not regain was internet service. But we found a quick workaround with that. Anybody who knows internet, you can find a quick workaround for internet. So we did that. We stayed open 24/7 for all the relief efforts that came through. And there was a lot of, let me tell you, there was more helicopters come through that airport than I have ever seen. And they were going north and south and east and just anywhere they could to help people out. It was a monumental effort, and I could not even begin to tell you where they all came from, but a lot of them were Canadian, because the tail number on an American plane starts with N, and the Canadians start with a C. And I had a lot of C tail numbers come through. So that was a good thing. We got together with a lot of people. Some of you people may have already donated, but we got, I could not even begin, probably 25 flights out of our airport delivering relief supplies to North Carolina, East Georgia, North Georgia, just wherever it's needed. And they're taking it into these smaller airports. You can send everything to the big airport in Augusta, big deal. But we're taking it to little tiny airports where they said there are people picking it up off the airport that have a pickup truck that had a tree fall on the pickup truck. They're still driving that pickup truck to pick up these goods we're bringing them, and they're delivering them to people that need them. And I couldn't even begin to tell you how many pounds of stuff it was, but our conference room out there is pretty good size, and we filled it up, I know, all the way to the door at least 3 times. And when I left this morning, there was a vehicle there unloading more stuff. So anybody's got stuff they want to donate, bring it to the airport, we'll get it where it needs to go. That's just the only thing we can do. We don't want to keep it. We want to get it out. We asked not to bring water because water weighs a lot. Airplanes don't like weight. So we reserve the water for something else. We've gotten a few generators and have to put them on trucks and send them out. So, but it's working. Your airport's working to do this, and it's opening eyes. I think you might have seen in the newspaper that Elon Musk donated the satellite dishes for the Starlink system. And that kind of brought it to the attention of a lot of leaders around here that Baldwin County needs that system as a backup should a disaster happen, because that stuff just worked. And all it needed was a car battery, basically. So again, it was a learning experience for everybody. We learned a lot from it. We learned just how important the airport actually is. There's fun things to do at the airport. We got, one of our county commissioners, Mr. Andrew Strickland, is going to be at the airport now. He's with the air evac, and he's there every day. And he's wanting to organize a fun run out there so people can run up and down the taxiway. I mean, I'm not going to be running. Y'all see me running, run with me. it's not good, but they're gonna do that to raise some money for some events. And so we're looking at doing stuff like that through the year, you know, and just make it more of an airport that people want to come to and be a part of. You know, it's a lot of fun with that. I do have one thing I want to do before we get out of here today, but I want to give this orange shirt away because of Halloween. It's a size large, so if you don't want it, just don't answer. But I'm gonna have one question, and the first person to get that question right gets the shirt. And it's an airport related question. I've told you people come all the time. We get thousands of visitors. What is the number one question when people come in the door of the airport? You got it. Bathroom. Right. Where's the bathroom? I don't know whether the pilot scared them, they gotta go, or they just been holding it that long, but that's the number one question. And that is also the last question when they leave. Where's the restroom? It's crazy. The second question, anybody want to guess? After you've gone to the restroom, what do you want to do then?
Something you can
Eat.
Yep.
Yep, they want to know where to go eat. So we've got one project we're working now with different companies or businesses around town to put a large monitor at the airport and put eating locations on it, like a billboard, to make it friendly for the people that walk in and want to go. Because they all come in, restroom number one, where can I eat number two? And at the time you're sitting there going, what do you say, you know?
Bruce, do y'all have a crew car?
Yes, we have actually two of them. We have two crew cars, and those crew cars, unlike other airports require you to only use it for 1 hour. If you've got some business associates that need to come in and get that thing at 8 o'clock in the morning and they want it all day, just let me know. I give it to them. If they need to keep it overnight, they can keep it. You know, it's one of the things, like, you know, I've told Mr. Garth Brooks before, he don't use the crew car, he uses my pickup truck. And I've told him, the minute you don't bring that truck back to me, you ain't getting that airplane. So we have an understanding. And Tricia did come in just recently, you know, another one that likes this area, of course. She's from this area. Yeah, so she's one that really kind of promotes Baldwin County and loves it. She's just home. And, you know, with talking with her, she did a lot of things in Milledgeville I didn't know. But it's good. Trying to think some other famous people that you might have known to come in. Just, you know, business people and governors and things that show up, and dignitaries from all over. They show up and here they are. Any other questions for the big airport? Yes.
You know, I know y'all had the past, y'all had like the aviation, I'm trying to flying.
Yeah, flights.
Y'all, are you getting those scheduled?
We are doing one, or trying to put one together this fall to have some fly in. Again, we've got this big problem with, once we get 5 or 6 airplanes, we're full. And, you know, we don't want to give a bad, you know, return on that, because it, you know, it could fill up so quick with a fly in. You could have 30 airplanes show up one morning and you've got nowhere to put them. And then the people are mad and they won't come back. So we're trying to avoid that and trying to keep those fly-ins really low key. You know, we got one that we're working on right now is we're gonna cook hot dogs and fly in, grab a hot dog, grab some fuel, say hey, and go back out. That's just a quick boom, you get a hot dog, get fuel, you go out. Little things like that until we get the ramp done over. That'll be the, you know, way we're gonna do them, is keep them small, but they are great ideas. Yeah.
So
Yes.
how much fuel do you sell? What's your
Woo!
profit on?
How much
fuel?
how much profit I have on that varies per customer. You know, Air Evac's gonna get a price because they use a lot. You know, the average person coming in, like I had this morning that came out of Michigan or somewhere, they pay right at full price for it. to say how much we use, good grief, it'd be a guess. I've got a log with it. But I can tell you, last Saturday, I was about out of fuel. I was at the point where I was fixing to have to advertise. I didn't have any jet, it's straight jet fuel. By Sunday, I was pretty sure I didn't have any jet fuel, except what was on the fuel truck, which was just a couple of 100 gallons.
And that goes to the air evac.
And that goes through them guys, yes. And it was in that reserve pile we had. Okay, that's 8,000 gallons. The next week, the next Friday, I had to have fuel again. That was on Saturday. By Friday, I had to have fuel again. So I went through 8,000 gallons.
What is
It's steep. It costs a little bit too. It's kind of like diesel fuel. It follows diesel fuel as far as the up and downs. Avgas is running about $6 a gallon. All of it's been kind of steady here lately. I guess through the election, it'll remain kind of steady, and then who knows which way it'll go, up or down. But we're ready for it either way because planes don't run without it.
So if you figured up all the airplanes out there that are based out there.
Yeah.
What's the taxes that those folks pay the county for those airplanes? You just take a wild guess.
I just paid the taxes on mine, and it was $500. So you take the average small aircraft, 500, and we've got 32 aircraft out there. That's the small ones. The big ones, we've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4. We got, say, 6 big aircraft that are over $1 million. So who knows what they are. These little planes are valued at 150,000, 200,000. They're not that bad. So we did a study. If you put a really nice jet out there, and over 20 years, it would put a lot of money in ball kit. I can get them numbers for you. Anybody wants it, I'll send it to you and let's see what I put together. And it was pretty interesting because you got to look at long term. You know, when you're looking at putting hangars in the airport, number one, you got to build a hangar. The land today is no tax land at all. It's just Baldwin County's. But as soon as you build a hangar on it, you're paying land lease for that block of land. Then you build a hangar, you pay taxes on the building. You're still paying land lease. Then you stick your jet aside, you're paying taxes on that jet. And those jets can go anywhere from, $1 million, like the one I had this morning was, I think it said they paid $59 million for it. So you put 1 or 2 out there like that, there's probably some pretty good tax dollars in that. We want that. Yeah, from Baldwin County, we want that. That's 3 postage stamps. A stamp for the tax on the plane, stamp for tax on the building, and the land lease stamp.
What about the insurance on?
Insurance on the.
You get taxes on the insurance too.
I imagine I do.
You get
'Cause,
premium tax.
I just paid my taxes out there, or my insurance for the
Premium
year.
tax, that's good too.
Yeah. Austin Anderson, I don't know if you know him.
Flying in, or if they leave it out there, they're eating here, they're spending money here.
Oh, it's huge what they actually spend. And it's everything, they go to Lake Oconee a lot. We're the biggest draw for Lake Oconee. I don't know
Why do they come here versus go to Greensboro?
they like us. Our airport's better. And here's the bad thing. You and I can go get in my plane right now. We fly to Green County and we walk in the door. The first thing we gotta do is what? Go to the restroom.
Yeah.
It's $20.
They have a landing fee.
Yes. So they're gonna charge us $20 to go to the pipe. That's crazy. I don't charge them nothing. We had a plane out there the night, it stayed overnight, and we just charged them an overnight fee. And it was just a simple $100 overnight fee. This plane would sit on my ramp. I didn't even touch the plane.
And they buy the fuel.
And then they bought fuel the next day.
And they stayed in the hotel.
They stayed, not only do they stay in a hotel, their pilot and co-pilot stayed in hotels. And they stayed here 3 days. And it was, that's another one all day long. You want it.
How many people, do you have, any people that are not around here that keep their planes here and fly in and out of here? What's the furthest
Yes.
that they drive?
The furthest they drive is, they come out of Macon and they come out of, Lake Oconee. A lot of them come out of Lake Oconee and come here. During the storm, we had a lot of planes flying from Florida to get out of the way of the storm. Regular customers, I think the furthest one I got away that comes regular is out of Philadelphia. And they come about once a month. But they
But I
come
mean,
here,
like people that keep their plane there.
keep their plane here.
Yeah.
Got one out of Stewart, Florida. I know he's here permanently during the summer, and then wintertime comes, he's
He goes back home.
back home. Yes.
I heard on the radio this morning, I actually heard the radio, GDOT's advertising or pushing fly to your local airport.
Yes.
There's no type public shuttle, public flight service that you can call to get out of Baldwin County.
Yeah, you can. You can call Wheels Up or Net Jets, Delta Private. They all have small jets. The problem is it's your wallet. You know, it's just expensive. Those flights are very expensive, but we do have clients that do that on a regular basis. There's one here, and I ain't gonna say no names, but his son plays baseball, and him and his wife fly to here a lot in private aircraft that they lease. And they lease the plane from like over in, say, Augusta or Atlanta. And the plane will fly to Baldwin County, pick them up and take them where they're going, and then bring them back, and they go back home. That happens a lot. It's more than you would think for Baldwin County. You know, there's people that have houses that, again, that live elsewhere. They will fly out of here and go. I have one client that would fly his dogs from wherever he was here. And you go out there and you get the dogs off. So there's some people can afford it, but you know, it's not gonna be me. I'll go get the dog in the truck while I do that. What other questions y'all got? Something good, something hard. How long's the runway, right? 5,509 is what it was. It was 5,509. We did a resurfacing. I think I talked about that last time. We had GDOT resurface the entire runway, and they come in there and they put chalk lines down to put the white lines down. Well, they got one chalk line down instead of putting the white line on this side, they put it on the other side. Shortens 3 feet. So we're 5,506, which really don't matter when you're getting that close. By then you're praying. Start really praying. We can handle an aircraft up to 89,000 pounds, dual wheel, which is a pretty big airplane. Width wise, our runway is 100 feet wide. So it's a pretty big target to trying to hit it at night. And, you know, the other thing is just getting them in there and having the room to put them. You know, when you start putting big planes in there, it gets crowded. Helicopter traffic, we get a lot. And a lot of people have a misconception. Air evac, there's 13 bases in Georgia for that company. We're the gas station for it. So that's why you hear a lot of them. It's not there's that many bad things going on in the military. They're just going. So yeah, it's all the time. Y'all come out and visit. Really, come see me. It's y'all's airport. It ain't mine. I'm just the retired guy that's running Sinclair Aviation and trying to do our best for the community. And, you know, when you look at it from that aspect, you know, we all try to do right. But I had a guy come in the other day just to show how important an airport is. This guy owns a very large corporation. He was in Jones County looking to build a building to put work in Jones County. They don't have an airport. He came here and said, I'm not putting my business in an area that I can't fly to it and drive to my business within about 15 minutes. That's exactly what it's doing. Yeah, so those type of things happen. It's good. And, you know, we're trying to work with Northeast and school system. Aviation is a career. A lot of people don't know it, but there's a lot of career paths in aviation, pay a lot of money. And it don't take a 4-year degree out of college to get it. You know, we've got countless cases out there that people making good money.
Do you have mechanics on?
We got roving mechanics that we call and they come in, you know, you schedule it And they'll come during the week. If you have an emergency, we got something, just come by. So we're not big enough to house a full-time mechanic, but we have mechanics come in and take care of us. Any other questions?
Thanks.
We thank you.
All right, everyone. Like to thank the guests for coming today. Zach, it was good having you here at Rotary, and hope you'll come back and see us again next time you're in Millersville. Thank you all. Hope you have a great day. Be safe out there. Watch the kids trick or treating. And this meeting is adjourned.